Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's me, it's Michael B. And this is a weird night. It's Wednesday night, not Monday night, but I decided to do just fun little stream tonight. Talk about what's going on with the Arcade1Up, Killer Instinct, $150 deals. A lot of disappointed people today. Some people that actually did get the deal, so not everybody was turned away. So some people very happy, but a lot of people disappointed, and a lot of people disappointed by the messaging that surrounded it. And we'll talk all about that. Plus, I've got some people joining me, which I'm excited to share in the conversation, and some information from Arcade1Up directly to share with you. So hopefully we have a fun special Wednesday show. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show, and I'm looking forward to your feedback. Did you guys order a $150 Killer Instinct yesterday? Were you successful, or did you get the dreaded "we're sorry" email today? Anyways, we'll talk about more of it here on Chillin' Chat with Michael B. Hey, what's happening, fellas?
It's me. Hey. It's Carl B. What up, Michael B? What up, Justin?
I'm so excited to see you, Carl. Justin, you too. You're looking good, man. This diet you're on
is right here. Let me.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Oh no, that's better.
All right.
That's more accurate. Turn the camera back the other way.
Is that better?
That's a little bit better. You got to change yourself again now because we put you on screen. He's all over the place, Carl. I don't know what to do here.
All right, let's do this. Are we talking about the subject at hand or what?
Yeah, we'll talk about that really quickly. Nintendo fans, if you have Pac-Man 99, something you play on your device, I remember when it originally came out, it was free. I just got an email there like seconds ago from Nintendo saying that it's actually leaving their service and the DLC for it. So just a heads up, if you're a Pac-Man 99 fan on the Switch, go check your emails from Nintendo and do what you have to do to get it permanently on your Switch, because it's going to be leaving Nintendo very soon.
That's right. It's complicated. You don't want to buy twice.
Justin, what are you doing, man? You look like the balloon head in that Simpsons boss that just blows up.
Maybe you need to exit and come back.
I don't know what he's got going on here. I think he's intentionally trolling us.
Let's try to take him out and put him back. Nope.
No, it's not going to change it. He's intentionally doing this. He left. There we go. 19K Fox, where are you? I sent you an invitation too, brother. All right, Carl, it's just me and you now, so we'll go with it. So yesterday, sorry, Novasonic, what's leaving is if you're a Nintendo fan, and you really like Pac-Man 99, it's leaving Nintendo. So go check your emails, get more information on that. Pac-Man 99 leaving Nintendo very soon. Carl, I was sick yesterday, really sick. I went to my daughter's dance recital. I was dying, but I couldn't miss that, and I immediately went to sleep, and I pretty much was dead on the couch until about 1 this afternoon.
Oh wow. That's
still not feeling great, but I just wanted to talk about this. I saw this news come up earlier. I thought it was super interesting. A lot of disappointed fans, a lot of negativity in the community today too. I don't know if you're big on the Facebook groups, but like both on the original Arcade1Up fan page and also on the official Arcade1Up fan page, a lot of people that are either upset their order got canceled, or now people complaining about people complaining that their order got canceled. Like, it's wild. Like, this community is so interesting at times, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I understand you place an order, you see you got a great deal, and you place an order. I can understand being disappointed and even upset at not getting the deal, especially if some people did and some people didn't. So obviously they didn't have the right checks in place to account for the inventory, or I don't know what happened there, but that's a bummer for the people that tried to get it and didn't get it.
Well, I did reach out to John D from Arcade1Up earlier, and I threw him an invite. I said, if you want to come out and talk about it, you can. What he responded with was they had 350 in their inventory. That's what they had to sell. And what happened was, apparently there was a glitch after the 350 sold and they kept selling them. They didn't catch it right away. So then I think what a lot of people's problem with it is if you remember yesterday, I was checking and looking in on it. The 350 sold. So all of a sudden the notification went up that it was out of stock. Okay. But like an hour after that, the ad went back up and it was Killer Instinct. And then it was full price again. Oh. So it seemed like they had more inventory. So people were like, what the hell, man? Now, I don't know how this works. I don't know if it was one warehouse, then they had additional inventory. But let me bring this up on screen and show people what I'm talking about. Get the right screen first. So I'm sure most of you people, anybody that's not following these Arcade1Up fan pages like crazy, let me just bring this up on screen, entire screen, share. I'm still getting used to this, Carl. So let me bring this up for everybody to take a look at. Let's go with a different format. So this was the deal yesterday. Wario64 posted Killer Instinct Arcade1Up, $150, $149.99, 80% off. Now, if you go into the link now, it'll take you to a dead page. And if you go, there isn't any Killer Instinct 3/4 scale arcade left on their page. Not only is there a page that says sold out, it's just gone altogether. I think, assuming that glitch thing is true, that's the way they dealt with it. They just basically took it off the website altogether because they couldn't fix the glitch. Now, I'm going to bring Justin back on to join us, and he's got his camera turned around. Justin.
He must be in the Arby's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Justin, I've got a question to ask you on this one. I got to bring up Super Chat first from Stringer Films, $2 Super Chat. Just consider it a virtual middle finger from us. Thank you very much, Stringer Films. I appreciate it. So I've got us all back on screen now. Justin, like, you know the more about the way websites work. Like, you're a coder. I don't understand this happen. So they use Shopify. Was it on Shopify's end? Arcade1Up's end. They must have gone in, put an inventory amount in there. What I'm being told is 350 units. How does that happen that they oversell? How does something like that occur? Is it like a glitch? Did they not know they only had 350 units to sell? Was there an issue with Shopify?
Go ahead, Justin.
Justin, could you hear me? I don't know if he's trolling me or not. Did you hear any of that? Can you hear us?
We can hear him, so he can hear us.
Oh, he can hear us. I think he's screwing around.
Yeah, clearly, because he can.
Can you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I think it's his Arby's Wi-Fi. Why don't you move over to McDonald's parking lot?
Oh, no, he's moving. He's got perfect video signal. It's just not answering. Or he can't hear us, one or the other. So,
well,
we'll wait till Justin gets connected and answers. But yeah, Carl,
yeah, while he's trying to figure it out. Now, this cabinet here, the Killer Instinct, it's been an interesting cabinet from the beginning, right? It's like they've never hardly really sold it at the initial price, at the full price. They've been discounting it from day one almost, which is kind of unique for their cabinets, unless I missed a cabinet that had a similar path.
Well, the Killer Instinct cabinet, and we've talked about this a couple times, they shot themselves in the foot immediately when they got going with this, because what happened was the Killer Instinct cabinet was slightly delayed. You'll remember it didn't come out the year they originally intended. And then they switched it to the next January it came out. And at that January, when it was finally coming out the 3/4 scale, they also then at that CES announced the Pro cabinet. So it kind of really screwed up what was happening. I can see inside Justin's soul at this point.
No, that is actually 100% correct. And that is probably number one reason why the Killer Instinct was a failure from the start. They hurt themselves. Is that old marketing guy that doesn't work there anymore? Evidently, he was blamed for the clever idea of releasing two cabs at the same time. And I thought about it. It may actually have given a problem. Like, which one do I get? I don't know which one to get. But I could get the Killer Instinct Standard right now, but I'll wait for the Pro. And then the Pro didn't come for like almost a year. And then when that finally came out, then when they released that, they highly discounted the Killer Instinct standard. So it was like, well, why should I get the Pro? Would you just get
get this one for $300?
That's right. So, and then still as it is, there's stocked, it appears, and this price. Well,
so Justin, while I have you at,
what's that?
I don't know what's happening with Justin.
Can you hear me okay?
At the Arby's.
We can hear you okay. Yeah. So earlier when you were fighting with us a little bit about getting in, I asked the question that they indicated that there was only 350 in stock. That's what they actually had to sell. And what happened was there was a glitch on their website. Now, Arcade1Up uses Shopify to be their site portal. How does something like that happen? I'm not an internet guy. I don't know how that stuff works, but you do coding. You know the Shopify system pretty well. How would something like that happen?
Yeah, I'll give you two things. So one, I've worked with other people that use Shopify, and for a long time, it's known to have an issue where it doesn't allow atomic transactions. Like, it doesn't decrement the inventory instantaneously. Second, I will tell you specifically, when I was chatting with Arcade1Up like a couple months ago, one of their IT guys was on the call, and he was managing, updating Shopify. And he said literally on the call, they have a gigantic buffer of inaccurate. Their stock is not accurate. It was something like 50 to 100, or it's actually a percentage that they don't disclose that's available on the site, so that they don't run into the issue where they oversell. But a stampede of people rushing to purchase is exactly the worst case scenario in Shopify, because it just lets all the transactions go through. It errs on the side of just credit card charge.
B, thank you so much for joining us. You actually ate before you came on.
I did. I was smart. I was like, man, no, I got to cook dinner, make sure the kiddos and the wifey are good first. But man, we can't have nice things, can we, Carl? Right? Like, we cannot have our cake and eat it too. I got my cancellation as well. I did place an order for one, so was not one of the fortunate ones that got it either. It sucks. It's a terrible feeling. I think all of us, that whether you got it or not, it's like a shitty situation. It brings me back to a year ago when Arcade1Up wanted to do the in-person warehouse sale, and like, they had logistical issues figuring out the best way to do it. And an online sale, people were asking, like, they should do an online sale so more people can get it. It's probably one of the reasons why they can't do an online sale. The capacity in the system that they currently have would have broken if they tried to do a version of that sale online, and it would have crashed everything. The way they did it was like the slowest way possible, with a form that could have managed with the system they have, but with the volume that they were trying to deal with, it's why flash sales usually aren't online. A lot of times they're like either a clearance in person, that's the limited stock you get, it's controlled, and that's it. Like, and so offering it to the masses, people didn't understand last year, like, it was a crappy system, but we made it available online versus just those that were there in person, and it was the best they could have done. Now I know why they had to do it the way they did, because of shit like this, which pissed tons of people off. So I'm not very confident that they could pull off a true good warehouse sale in the future.
Now, not everybody did get cancellations. I got Biggie D's Arcade here. I believe, Biggie D, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but yours actually did ship today. You did get the shipping notification. So Biggie D was one of the lucky ones that it actually did go through for. So all the people saying nobody got it, that's not true. Some people in the community did get them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Biggie D is like on top of it. He knew right away.
I don't know if it actually mattered when you ordered. Like, I question that sometimes. Like, does it matter, really? Or is it just like a weird anomaly? Like, whatever order they process first.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, right? That the first order numbers would get it through, like, and they wouldn't just randomly say, "Oh crap, we got 3,000 orders. What do we do?" Like, it would make sense. They'd have to go through order.
I have no idea.
I'll look up my order
They
number
didn't
right
do it
now.
by shipping. Otherwise, they would have shipped it to you because it would have cost less.
Correct. Yeah, that would have been.
MG brings up a really cool point. Should have controlled it via the app, sale only in the app. Once it hit Twitter and deal sites, it was done. There was something a little while ago about Arcade1Up doing this like insider program where you could sign up to get notifications on sales and deals. Maybe that would have been the right way to do it. Instead of just making it open to the public, have like an open link contained within an email and just send it out to these insider people or whatever.
They didn't plan this. This was a mistake.
Yeah.
I think it was a price mistake.
You think it was a pricing mistake?
One theory is they actually meant to do 150 off. This happened before because I think their same team manages the Amazon online. And remember, they got that backwards there. Instead of 150 off, they sold it for 150. And maybe they got some automation tools that manages this. And
we had a super chat here from P-Dubs Arcade Loft, $5 super chat. Time to be honest, this entire KI sale was a hoax meant to get Biggie D the last KI in the warehouse. Thank you very much, P-Dubs.
Well,
So,
I'm not familiar with Shopify, the shopping cart, but, things like Ticketmaster and even the movie theaters now, they'll have where you put something in the cart and it's a timer going. It's like, if you don't buy this within this few seconds, this is released back into the stock. It could be an issue of, people have to put them into their carts and there's no way to check against the inventory based on what people started purchasing from those carts. It's kind of difficult to say, but either way, it was a cluster. And it doesn't look good for the company. Obviously, if the people who got it are going to be elated, the people like B, Kong, and others that thought they were going to get a great deal. I mean, for $150, that's a no-brainer for just about any cab, let alone that cabinet. It would have been, hell, you could have sold that for twice as much if you didn't even want to keep it instantly, right? So that's a bummer, but we'll see. We'll see if they make. We know they won't make an official explanation on the one update show. They're probably just going to act like it didn't happen.
Guys, we got to say goodbye to Justin. Thank you so much for being here. Especially, we needed your website knowledge for this, so thank you very much, brother.
Oh, you take care. I will add one before I go. I'm not really sure what Arcade1Up could do. Shopify is kind of the #1 e-commerce website in the game. Most people are migrating to them. It's a really good service for managing your website and e-commerce store. It has one main issue, and that is it's not very good at on-demand stampede-like sales, and it's been like that for years.
All right,
so
can we get one more zoom in eyeball for the road?
If you look closely, they're kind of green. They're puke green.
Wow. Oh my God.
That's
all right. Take care, guys.
See you, Justin. Right. Thank you.
Amazing.
So I wanted to bring this up because it's not just that wasn't the biggest issue.
I was going to say emerald green, but puke green, I guess.
Just everything getting canceled wasn't the only issue that happened. So you guys know I've been pretty disappointed with Arcade1Up the last little while because they've really not had a good relationship with Canada in the fact that none of the new cabs are available in Canada, and some, such as the Star Wars re-release and the Fast and Furious Deluxe, weren't even coming here. So yesterday, I saw this post going up about Canadian 1-Up fans seeing the deals American get, and I was like, yeah, I get we missed out on like a lot of the $50 deals because that was at retail, but we should be able to get this, right? I mean, this is a direct-to-consumer sale. We always get them here. Turns out that is not true, and anybody in Canada yesterday that tried to get this deal were notified that the cabinet wouldn't ship to them. And that's bizarre. So I went in and tried to buy something else. I brought up the Killer Instinct, like any of the other cabinets that they actually do, and I brought up the Killer Instinct, and I had no problem adding it to the cart. It brought up a shipping notification. So I don't know if it was an intentional glitch or what the hell it was, but yesterday they prevented anybody in Canada from getting the deal. Now we still would have got reamed with, it would have came to $209 before shipping and tax, but we still got it reamed with $200 shipping and then the tax and duty. So it would have been about $500 Canadian by the time it got here, but they intentionally blocked it so we couldn't get it. weird, right?
Well, the actual sale was free shipping included. So
Was
I
it?
think,
Is that why?
it was 150 shipped. Like with tax,
Ah,
it was like 160 out the door for me. And it was like 150 free shipping was probably why they excluded it. But to your point though, maybe, if they do something like this in the future, they can have that consideration, which was why it was nuts. It was not only just the 150 deal, the free shipping with the stool. I think that's what sold me. It was like, oh, I forgot it came with the stool. And I was like, I kind of want the stool. And that's probably the main reason why.
Stringer Films with a $2 super chat, and this is actually pretty funny. Those with canceled orders got the best deal.
No washed out marquees for me. No weird shaped cabinet that doesn't quite fit right.
Yeah,
It was like
but
in
for
that
$150 shipped, it was nothing to complain about. That's for certain.
There was another really funny comment here I didn't want to miss. Astral Dimensional. I don't know if I can bring it back up, but he said, "You guys get free healthcare. Give it up. Stop complaining." Where is it? Quit whining. You get free healthcare. Here it comes.
This is true.
That's true.
True.
And
The
so
benefits.
I did want to bring that up, and then the deal went out. People bought them, and then today people got notifications it was canceled. Like I mentioned on the Arcade1Up fan pages, like you're getting a lot of both sides. You're getting people like, "Can't believe my order was canceled," and then you get this weird reaction. I don't know if they're Arcade1Up super fans, but people are almost like, "Quit your complaining. No one should complain about this." Why would people take that stance? Like all these people complaining, like. Does anybody understand that? Who takes like joy in seeing other people like unhappy and being like, you have no reason to be unhappy? Like I know Nostalgia believes that everybody's entitled, but what do you feel about that? How do you feel about the people that are posting, complaining, being upset? Be specifically, you're one of the people impacted. Do you think that people are taking this well, not well? How should they react?
Funny enough, in my work life, I was just going through something about individual organizational accountability and this concept from Oz Principle, this book about being above the line and below the line. And when you're below the line, that's when you're blaming, complaining, trying to like just vent because there's frustration. And there's times where you need to go below the line to be able to vent properly and be able to express that. You can't always be up here and solution oriented. You do need to like not stable. There's a different inherent troubleness to be consistently there. But if you say permission to go below the line because I need to vent, I need to be able to express this and then find my solution out of it to get back above the line. I think that's what I'm seeing in all those posts. It is ability to share with other people in this community their similar frustration. But I don't quite know what's going to get this community back above the line right now. I think everybody needs this moment in time, this random 6 p.m. Pacific on a Wednesday night, Michael B. extra stream. It's your way to be able to address it immediately because it's a big thing that happened in the community that got taken away from the community just like that.
Well,
and so
and I got a question for you, B-Con. What was your emotion? Because people obviously dealt with it differently. Were you I'll wait till you come back here. Were you angry, disappointed, frustrated? What was the how did you feel?
So I found out about it a few hours later from you guys in the chat first before I saw everything because I was busy coaching and I was like, oh, that happened. And then I was like, wait, I wonder if that happened to me because I didn't check my emails yet. And it was buried in my promotions like section of my Gmail account. And I was like, I was one of the ones that got it. So my initial frustration was like, I hope that didn't happen to me. And then it did. And then I saw all the posts and the complaints and things. So my initial reaction was true disappointment. And I think what disappointed me more wasn't necessarily the action. I think it was almost the tone deafness of the message they sent.
We're going to get
into
that
me
in a
off
second.
more than the act. Like, I think there's way better ways to do this, and I'm sure you're going to get it. But that was the dumbest email when I read it. I was like, who the fuck wrote this? and expects me to give somebody a virtual high five. Was like,
drop their F-bombs. They're honestly, their marketing and communication, like I am by no means a professional marketer in communications, but be like you, I work in the community sector. I send out a lot of communications to partners, partner organizations, and I don't know who in the F actually works at Arcade1Up, what background they have in communications or reading the room, how to understand this stuff. The stuff they do is just super condescending, and like I don't think they even understand that. I'm going to be honest. I sent David McIntosh a message, and I was like, "Hey, you may want to rethink this communication. It's coming off as condescending." Never heard back from him, but I thought I'd pass it along. I'm sure they know now. Really quickly, $2 super chat. This may not help, but I paid $200 for my Real Killer Instinct Stringer films. I don't think that's helping anybody right now. We also got a $4.99 super chat from Gallagher Guy. I love we have to get news about the glitch from John D through a YouTuber, no offense, instead of an official statement. This is the issue with 1UP. It's almost like if they had this show called Arcade1 Update, where they could provide these updates about issues like this. Thank you very much for this super chat, Gallagher Guy. The only reason I got the news was, I will tell you the truth, I invited these guys to the stream earlier, and B said, "Why don't you invite John D?" And I said, "Sure." Because B said, "You invited John and Michael the other night. Might as well be fair and invite John D." So I said, "Okay."
Did he respond?
He sent me that information. So it was $350 is what they had available for the sale.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
He's saying it was a glitch through Shopify, which oversold them. And then the other problem with it that a lot of people are noticing.
You're delivering the official statement then.
Yeah.
From so you're the first person that's actually asked them directly. Just because we do have his contact. Anybody could message him, right?
Yeah.
But that's the word. Okay, 350 Shopify mistake.
He's saying 350 Shopify mistake. He didn't have an answer to the Canadian thing. You actually provided the answer to that, where it was free shipping. There was a glitch not to provide us with shipping information. So that explains the Canadian thing.
Yeah.
But then I asked about, and this was the other real kick in the nuts for most people. After that deal was done yesterday for 150, like an hour after the 150 was over, KI went right back on the site for full price. So I was like, they obviously have a more additional inventory. So but apparently they don't. They said that was another glitch. Anyways, that's
that
you? Carl, did you put this up?
I put that up I just went to Chat GP. I want to help Arcade1Up.
That's not my message. Carl wrote in the Restream chat. I did not say that.
Pull it up on screen. I want to read it. What does it say? All right. So, read it, Carl.
You won't read all of it.
All right.
It's a Chat GP thing.
Yeah, I'll just giving them some advice. Maybe they can use Chat GP before they send out an email about cancellation orders next time.
Super chat $2 USD. Virtual kicked in the nuts was too many characters. So before we go into much more about this, I did want to talk about Arcade1Up's response. So what Arcade1Up did was they notified all the people that their order was being canceled, or some of them. Not everybody who got a canceled order received the kindness message, and the message was, "We're going to give you a $25 gift certificate. Consider it a virtual high five. Hello, gamers. We're sorry we didn't expect the response to the sale." And that's what mystifies me. Obviously, that's not a good message because you're selling Killer Instinct for $150 free shipping. How do you not know people are going to buy this like crazy, right?
I'm showing the email right now. You can see it. So this is the email that came out at 2:03 Pacific. "Dear awesome gamer, right? We never expected the overwhelming response to our killer clearance sale. Owe you a big apology for overselling it. We understand you're disappointed or frustrated, and we want to make it up to you. So as a token of our apology and appreciation, we're giving you a $25 gift card to use on our website. So consider it a virtual high five from us to redeem your gift card to blah, blah, blah." Like that, I think that's what everybody was like making fun of, right?
100%. And it's just the dear awesome gamer. Their concern doesn't come across genuine at the end because of the virtual high five thing. And that's what I really have a problem with. Like, let's be honest here. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to give you a $25 gift certificate. I know people are upset about that, saying, "Oh my God, it's only $25. They should have done more." In my opinion, if they had additional stock, any additional stock, They should have tried to honor as many orders as possible. I know companies won't do that, but that's what I would have done. But they didn't have to do anything in terms of the $25, so take it whatever way it is. It's the virtual high five thing I really don't like. That's such a condescending thing. Like, honestly, for the people that got like, $150 KI yesterday that were celebrating, to get that kind of news today and then virtual high five. Oh,
yeah,
man.
and I'm publicly screen sharing this because if anybody wants a $25 gift code, it's right there. I've heard rumors it's actually the same code for everybody, so I think anybody can use it as a one-time deal. But it's not enough, Like there's that analogy. Oh, Carl left.
Oh no, he's coming back. He just changed his. Yeah.
Okay.
So
when like you go to a restaurant
yeah.
and somebody messes up your order, right? So they never just replace your order. They do a +1, right? Yeah. They replace your order plus make up for it, an extra discount. And their +1 of the $25 was like a slap in the face. Like it's not enough of the +1 to make up for it, right? It wasn't. I mean, you didn't get your original order. It was a cancellation or something like that. If I had to put a number of a gift card that would have made sense, it would have been a $150 gift card. Like I paid $150. Give me that credit towards something else as like a minimum, like +1. I would have felt a little bit better about that amount. A $25 does like literally nothing for anything on their website.
Well, I have a question. Did they charge you immediately, or were they going to charge only after shipping?
Well, they charged immediately,
yeah.
and then they're supposed to do a refund. Now, a couple chats I would just want to catch up with really quickly. 360 brought this up. My friend was heartbroken, and they kept his money to boot. Anybody that didn't get the refund and did get a cancellation, you got to reach out to Arcade1Up, or at least throw it up on their fan pages. Let people know about it. Try to get that corrected, because there's no way they're keeping your money. Like, they can't do that. So make sure that gets rectified. And we also get a super chat here from Stringer Films. Arcade1Up are masters at virtual advertising. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to bring this up. Nix is making a really good point. Anybody who doesn't know Nix, he's like the greatest iArcade player of all time. He has like every high score on the iArcade leaderboard. So he thinks it's a marketing scheme. I'll tell you why it's not a marketing scheme, or at least why I think it's not, in a couple of seconds. I am going to jump ahead because I want to deal with this right now. So yesterday, when this news broke about the $150 cabs, I was like, wow, that's perfect timing, because you know what Arcade1Up have coming up in the very near future, right, guys? Does anybody?
Deluxe something?
Join the Arcade1Up Community Challenge Tournament on Killer Instinct 1. Limited spots available, prizes to be announced. And I was like,
when was that announced?
That's been announced now. This was Your Average Gamer's post. He announced it again on the 150 sale yesterday. And I was like, oh, that's perfect timing. A bunch of people should hopefully have their cabs, and they're able to jump in on this community challenge, because, he runs the official Arcade1Up community challenges. John D will be involved. Justin Wong will be involved. So I was like, perfect timing. Like, everybody's going to be able to get these cabs, and there's going to be a lot of excitement and stuff go into this tournament that they're doing. They're really pushing hard to get this retro fighting game community up and running. But then you look at the flip side of it. How many people are going to be now tuning into this and just throwing crap up about, I didn't get my cab. I mean, I feel bad, because unless they start blocking people, they're going to get a lot of hate during that tournament. That's why I don't think this was a marketing scheme. If it was another game and they didn't have some kind of other promotion tied to it, yes, but geez.
Yeah, it's pretty poor taste knowing that that's happening. I mean, in terms of market penetration too, like I didn't even know the community challenge was happening, and I was following certain things, and sometimes you just miss certain things, right? But that's going to be a prime opportunity to not make a lot of fans happy of what could have been.
Yeah.
I don't stick on these boards as much as you guys do, so I get the tip of the iceberg at any point in time. I did see the post from
UAG,
Your Average Gamer, about that, and I said, oh, that's interesting. So I didn't know about the $100 sale on the cabinet. But yeah, it's an added item to the blunders of Arcade1Up. Again, you can't excuse it. You got to take the good with the bad with this company. Unfortunately, I mean, we all have some fantastic home arcades as a result of this company, but they do some things that are just mind blowing. They did a lot of things at the start when they were young, and it was excusable. They've been in this thing for multiple years now. They should be moving more cautiously, just to eliminate these added blunders and blemishes on their company. I just don't get it, why they just don't think before they move sometimes.
Yeah, it's another example of maybe the left arm not talking to the right. It's with every added thing, it now becomes this like snowball avalanche of things that it's getting harder and harder to, fix the crack in the broken mirror, right? Every single thing is just getting larger and larger. And at what point, what could they do to gain back community trust? What would be the gesture? Would it be like another like flash sale that could be put together more organizedly, right? Could it be something that is an amazing cabinet on sale? Like I don't know what it is that's gonna turn people back into like this above the line. Everybody's below the line with them.
I've got an idea. They need to do a better job of communicating with their audience and fan base. So if they came up with a show about updating people on what's going on with Arcade1Up, like something like an Arcade1 update when issues like this happen, to kind of cut things off at the head, maybe they would have less people like us making streams, talking about it, and they could get the message out directly. Or if they had an app where they could say sorry for what happened yesterday to the people that are super interested. I don't know.
It could be. If only.
And Michael B, before you read that, I do want to apologize for getting on this thing wrong and, moving some strings behind the board. Like this is my show. So I apologize.
No, that's right. Caroline, I don't care about that. I trust you completely. You just got to understand. You got to understand. Lately, I'm feeling a lot of negativity from the community lately personally, because no matter what I do, like I've got people harassing me about stuff. Like on my last stream, I talked about how I have the mid-roll ads, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I said, this is something YouTube have done recently. And I want to be clear about that. YouTube have added the option that we as YouTubers can click a button to say, yes, enable mid-roll ads in your stream. So I am indeed clicking them. I'm not blaming YouTube, but I do want to clarify. I do it because whenever YouTube has always had an options when they come up for monetization, I always click it in the hopes that somehow that'll work with their what do you call it? Algorithm in order to stream the video. So I'm not blaming YouTube. I'm not blaming anybody else. I click the streams. I'm the reason that you get the mid-roll ads. And I'm sorry if it bothers you. Nobody else's fault, all my fault. I just want to be clear about that, because I got nailed with that this week. The other thing I got nailed with was everybody started saying, oh my God, how are you doing a review on the Fast and the Furious if you don't own it? And I was like, I didn't call this a review. It was a reaction to other people's reviews. But like I got slammed with that. And I was like, I don't know what to say here. I just feel like no matter what I do, maybe it's my own fault. I'm a lightning rod for negativity lately. I don't know.
You're just caught in the snowball avalanche, right?
I think so.
And any coverage of 1UP at some level is going to be met with a hard criticism for those that are seriously, I'm just going to use that same analogy, below the line, crazily. Like I don't know if it's going to take a true rep like John or somebody else from the company to really just get out in front, or maybe it is they're just using ChatGPT to come up with their advertisements at this point, and it's just all AI people, right? It's they've had to let a lot of people go, and they've just never really had the right person in that marketing seat. That's been a revolving door ever since that company has been around.
Yeah, I got a super chat here from 360 $1.99 US. Starts with the influencers and fans will follow. I think we've all been, and you can judge yourself. I always throw it out there, but anybody you watch, you can judge for yourself on what they're doing. I get frustrated because everybody's like, oh, you're doing all these promotions for Arcade1Up. If they watch the video, like, geez, I mean, like Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary, I made like 4 videos talking about this is the worst screen they've ever made. Like this cabinet sucks because of the screen. I don't know how that's promotion or building FOMO for a cabinet if I'm telling people, guys, the screen is really shitty. So I'm always confused by that. I'll stop, B. I know you think my chill and chat is my community. What is it? What do you call
Therapy
it?
session. This
Therapy
is
session, so
absolutely
I'll
Mike,
stop it.
dude. We all know it. We get it. It helps provide it provides some content for us outside of our regular day-to-day work too. Like, I've thought about this last couple of years, and I saw some videos on my phone, B-roll, of what was I doing in 2019 before I discovered home arcades and Arcade1Up. I was doing a lot more soccer practices and other things too, and I still do those things, but like I was just sitting there doing nothing, just like living, loving life because I needed that extra distraction. YouTube does become a place for us as content creators to have an outlet, and so it is somewhat public therapy. But everybody that's watching, it's good to have that interaction with like-minded folks. So I get why you do it. I get why you do it, and I get why the community's here talking about this and listening, because they all have similar feelings. They all have similar sentiments.
Well, I mean, like I joined YouTube 10 plus years ago. It was actually 12 years. I'm really excited because I don't know if I shared this with you guys yet, but we're going to the Cleveland Gaming Classic together. It's going to be awesome. So,
really,
but here's the fun thing about it. I have some friends that I've known from YouTube since 2011. We've been friends on YouTube, and I've never met them in person. And they're going to go to the Cleveland Gaming Classic too. So it's this first time that this, like 10 plus year friend group is ever going to meet in person. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, the story when I first started, like we started just like posting stuff and showing like our NES pickups and game pickups and stuff like that. YouTube back then was very different. It was like this community thing where we all got together to talk about stuff. And I always thought like this stuff was about this home arcade. Like, I hate when people say stuff like, oh, you represented this company very well. That's not my job. I'm here to talk about this from a fan's perspective, not a representative of a company. I don't work for anybody. So like that, I talk to Carl because I want to talk to him about home arcades. I talk to you because I want to talk about home arcades. Mostly I talk to you because I want you to send me your encoder board for Tron so I can get it up and running.
Yes, you're always looking for something. I followed Carl back when he was doing mods with his what was the surge protector mod that you did that like booted up?
That was the Marvel.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you had that surge protector that like booted up a pie, right? So when you turned it on,
what's the blue one?
Yeah, I think it was Marvel.
Marvel
Superheroes.
Yeah, it has a name.
Yeah,
Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was a great mod. And see, and I'm much different than you guys because I only talk about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so if I'm doing a lot, I got a lot of coverage. If I'm not doing much, you're not going to hear much from me. So so mine is different. I don't do news, and I do some discussions, but very little. But I just talk about what I love doing and what I'm doing currently. So it could be e-bikes, it could be waterfalls, it could be anything. But I've been on YouTube longer than you as well, Michael B. And I come on and I share whatever I think is relevant that will help somebody. And they're all in different categories, right? Gardening, whatever it is. If I do it, I make it available for somebody, and it's going to help somebody. I've mentioned to you before, my most popular video consistently over the years is how to change the light bulb on a Chrysler 200, the headlight. It's such a difficult thing to do, and people needed a video because when I went to do it, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Who made this car? But I enjoy getting on here. That's why you guys seldom ever see me get involved with the drama.
I know, Carl. I love you for that.
I enjoy love.
I can't wait to hang out with Carl in person.
I don't have time for that. I just like living life and enjoying it. And the things I talk about, I really enjoy. And these Arcade1Up, I really enjoy it. I mean, I talked to you guys before. I had a Raspberry Pi on my 50-inch TV, playing Pac-Man, which I hated, because I talk all the time. I want to play vertical games on a vertical screen. So I just hated this. And I looked at all of the companies that you could buy these cabinets from, whether they're kits or full, fledged sell, ready to go. And they didn't make sense from the price perspective. But Arcade1Up, even with all the faults and even all the silly stuff they do, they've transformed the home market, home arcade market. And that every day. I mean, every time I come down here, when friends come over, they're like, wow, I can't believe you have this down in your basement. It's still an amazing thing. Heck, but if I could have added a cabinet that I didn't have for $150 with shipping, hell, that would have been awesome pickup.
Would you have gotten it if you saw it on time? Would you have bought it?
I would have, because there's people that, that's one of the cabinets when I was modding, people always like, can it play Killer Instinct? And at the time I'm like, I don't even know what Killer Instinct, but I'll find out, and I did all the research. Like, nah, that's it just won't play on the Raspberry Pi at the time. So there's I can move that thing, for double the price.
You're a missed customer.
So I definitely would have bought it.
So a couple things. I got to get caught up with the chat, guys. Sorry to cut you off, but one, I'm here for pinball. Mike has the best pinball collection in Newfoundland. This is a joke. We talked about it because people started making comments like, "Oh, you guys are all leaving Arcade1Up and transitioning to pinball channels." And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm a pinball channel. I have one pinball table. Michael B and his magic adventure with the one pinball table." So that's the joke. But I did pass up on buying my second pinball table today. I had to be a man and say no. But there was a taxi here restored, Williams Taxi restored. And the guy that was selling it is a local guy, friend of mine. I wrote him the other day and I was interested. And I got to talk to my wife about it because, pinball tables are expensive. So still he wanted $3,800 for it. So that's Canadian, still under what it would go for usually. So I had to talk to my wife and I had to say no and turn it away. So pinball machine. I got to be careful. Kerry Hardy will kill me. So pinball machine, I said no to it today. So no second pinball table for a while after the conversation I had with my wife today. And that's fair. I just bought Godzilla brand new. So I'll wait a while until I get something else. And I got to make room too.
Yeah, I've been madly trying to work on finishing up projects so I can make space for a pinball that's supposed to be arriving any day now.
Yeah, I know. You got Foo Fighters coming. That looks really good, man.
It paid for. It's coming.
How many pinball tables now, or pinball machines?
I have the one Star Wars Pro, and I gotta say,
I feel so bad for you.
Pinball tables, that's a real thing. But pinball table is a real term in the pinball community because in virtual pinball, VPX, they're all called tables. Yeah, that's how you play the games. The games are called tables. So maybe the physical cabinet is a machine, but it's not like it's out of left park that we're calling it pinball tables. So, Carrie, you're listening, which you probably are or aren't. It's a thing. Let it be.
So another couple comments I wanted to catch here. So no actual burgers. Mike is an expert. Some people follow me on social media. You'd see that I've got this food truck I like to go to called Johnny and Mays, and they make these ridiculous. There's a new burger posted every week, and they also have these really fun fries. And I'm overweight. I know I shouldn't be eating this stuff, but it's just so good. So last week I went down and had this Roadhouse burger, and I actually mapped it out. I was going to do a burger review for my channel, and then I chickened out. I said I wasn't going to do it. So Carl talked about putting anything on the channel. Expect at some point I'm probably going to do a burger review.
Dude, a White Castle mukbang would have been your great.
Justin filmed it. there is footage out there of me eating a lot of White Castle burgers.
Yes. Yeah. You ordered a lot of White Castle.
They're White Castle sliders.
White Castles. Oh, I'm sorry, Carl. Gallagher guy, $4.99 super chat. Michael B, to help with the negativity, here's a virtual high five. Seriously, love your show. Don't let the haters keep you down. Thank you, Gallagher guy. And I'm probably doxing someone now. Gallagher guy, congratulations on your recent purchase of a Fast and the Furious cab. I don't know how I know that, but congratulations.
Yeah, I heard you got a good deal. Might have come with the cable or something. So yeah, very cool. Good.
Thank you for the super chat. So I want to go up overall. How do you think Arcade1Up handled this situation? Obviously, the glitch on the website, massive mistake. But after it happened, how do you feel they handled the situation, and what do you think they could have done different?
You want to go, D-Lef?
Well, you kind of hinted to that earlier. I wasn't aware until now that they gave the 25, because I kept seeing in the comments P-Dub said he had $10, $25, and I wasn't sure what the 25, if that was an added on bonus for buying it, but it was a apology letter, gift card. Like Michael said earlier, they didn't have to do anything. They could just say, that was canceled, and good luck next time in being first to the punch. So the fact that they did something is great. $25, I think, is is fair. $150. B Kong, you said it earlier. I don't think anyone would do that. But they didn't have to do anything. $25 is better than nothing.
Well, as someone who didn't actually put it into order and has $165 waiting on hold on my bank account, $25 was not enough for me. It was not. Knowing the price of the products that are there, it's barely like we get a $25 off cabinet sale tomorrow. The prices go from like $500 to $450 before I can make my $25 worth anything.
Oh, okay. So that I wasn't clear on that. I thought it was $25 cash.
No, it's $25 off something from their website.
Oh, so
I don't get to keep that $25 for anything else. It's $25 as a code.
Well, then that's awful.
Yeah.
That was like $25 Amazon gift card.
No, I would have been okay with that. Yeah. But no, that's a coupon code to their website for $25 off something.
That's when Apple had the what do you call it, class action suit and lost, and they gave everybody like $2 off.
What does it do for you?
Right.
Yeah, it's just with the purchase price of their cabinets now. They don't have to do anything. But if they were going to do something with enough impact that people feel justified in what happened, like, even if it was $150 off, I mean, how much would that have killed them to offer $150 off, 20% off a cab? You look at how much the cabs are, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the money value. You can't think about the money value there. You think about what percentage it is off the products you're selling, because $25 off a product they're selling is like
nothing.
It's like what? Like at game 6%.
Yeah. I agree now with B Kong that it should have been $150 off your next purchase.
Yes. At minimum, right? It was
right because one, they would have got more than $150 on any other cabinet that you purchased, right? If you bought any other cabinet, they would have made more, even with the $150 off, than $150. So that would have made sense. They would have made more money. You would have been happy with getting a cabinet you probably wanted. So I think that would have been the proper thing to do.
Really, really quickly, we got a super chat from 360, $1.99. Y'all excited for the MK1 trailer tomorrow? You're not a big Mortal Kombat guy, anyways.
No, I have Mortal Kombat.
I mean, modern Mortal
Kombat happening. Oh, modern Mortal Kombat? No.
Mortal Kombat 12 being called Mortal Kombat 1.
It is? What?
Yeah.
It's being... Okay, that's news to me. I didn't know that. So,
you know what sold me on Mortal Kombat 11? I thought I was done with the series because I loved Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 9 was amazing, but I didn't love Mortal Kombat 10 as much. And what sold me on Mortal Kombat 11 was when they put out the ads for it on YouTube, they used that original Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, nice.
They used the movie music, and I was like, I gotta buy it.
That would have been cool. The only problem with like modern violent games is just like I just can't play them with the family around. So it's just hard to find the time to play them. So that's my reasoning.
That's why modern gaming setup's in my basement now. So now Lara can't tell me you're not allowed to play Resident Evil 4 while the kids are awake. All right, thank you very much, 360. I appreciate it, brother. Let me just turn this off. So the other thing, we already talked about it, but to close it out, on top of that, the message that they offered, and actually before we get there, I'm a little all over the place, but someone brought it up. It was JT Brumwick. The discount they're offering at 25% is 8.24% off of the purchase of a cab.
That seems even higher.
So it's like it's like a at game sale.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It just seems like a very low amount considering the purchase price of their products. Like if something is
it's a 3% discount off of KI. KI was $99, right? $25 is 3.5% discount off of that product. So I mean, whatever their average product is, if it's $500, right, then that's like a 5% discount.
Yeah, and it's not good. It's not valid.
I think I put it in my stream, and I'm going to bring up the poll here now really quickly because I do want to check that. But right now we're standing at 12% think people handled it the right way, 67% think they handled it the wrong way, and then 21% felt there is no right answer because, B, when you're in these situations, when something happens wrong, I don't know if you dealt with it, but I've dealt with it from a charity where something just happens and there's no right way to finish the situation. So like, there's just no answer. Like, it's just like, you have to take your lumps. There's no way to deal with it. Maybe that's this situation, but I feel the biggest issue from all of this is the way they communicate it, the way that this message went out to fans, and in almost the condescending nature, how they didn't see that in the way they communicated this to the audience.
I'd have to agree. That was the most disappointing thing. Is just like, virtual high fives are meant for times when you're happy. And
good.
This was not a sentiment, a time to, brush it off like I'm giving you a high five because I just wronged you. It's like I just slapped you in the face. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Let's have a high five, right? Like that's kind of how they should have looked at this. This was a virtual slap in the face for people. So to give people a virtual high five right after that was absolutely tone deaf. Like the way that was written, awesome gamer, disingenuous, like you're saying. Any true apology that you're looking for from anybody has to feel authentic. And that's the first thing that, like, when you're talking about individual or organizational accountability, I don't think people feel that from Arcade1Up. They don't feel that the words that people are saying matches the actions that are coming out. I've heard John say this in interviews with me, even in person. Like, I think when I talk to him, it feels like he wants to do all these things, but that, it's the whole actions speak louder than words. And I don't know what influence he has still in the company. There's a lot of new people and other things. So it's not just him, as a scapegoat. This is beyond John D. I want to make sure that we know that and the audience knows that. But there's true disconnect. And I'm truly at a loss to your question of what they could do to get us back. Going to use it above the line. It has to be a 1+. It has to be a series of things consistently to be able to get back that broken trust that's been happening. So
it should have been a reverse high five.
They could have just said, consider this a virtual apology. That would have been better terminology. Like,
that's it.
I mean, just high five. There is no situation here that calls for a high five. That you could not have used a worse term. There's nothing to celebrate, nothing to congratulate. This is just shitty news for people that thought they were getting an awesome deal to then turn around and find out they're not getting it today.
Agree. And it's no easy solution.
No, there's not. I mean, you basically just have to take your lumps. That's whenever we've run into a situation, we've made a mistake or something like that, you just take your lumps. You send out an official notice, not just an email. You send out an official notice and say, we apologize to our community going forward. We will make sure something like this never happens again, or try to make sure something like this never happens again. Jim Harper says, I work in e-commerce, have been in this exact situation. There's not always an easy solution. Sometimes the e-commerce team wants to offer discounts that the management won't let them.
Business is business. Bottom line.
Business is business.
What also kind of makes me curious was we talked about timing of doing a flash sale, right? It's the first time we've seen the lowest flash sale on a Arcade1Up cabinet from their website. I don't think I've seen a lower price point available, right? You smash your mailbox playing the driveway high five. Yeah, it's a good example, right?
Can you imagine going up to somebody and be like, hey man, got your daughter pregnant, high five.
Yeah, bro. So the timing of them doing a sale, because I have in earlier times when I saw John earlier this year at different things, I was like, hey, do you think you might want to do an official warehouse sale again this year? Because that's something that a lot of people in the community enjoyed, whether they hated it or not. It was one of the highlights of last year. I think a lot of people got good deals for those that got it. It was a good time. And he alluded to, like, if possible, yes, they would like to do something like that again in July. I think this incident that happened yesterday, 2 days ago, and today now is going to ruin any type of sale they do in the future. Like, if they try to do this again now, all these memories of people missing out on this one are going to come up. So I think this just kind of ruined the potential for another event like that, which totally sucks for whatever event or charity that was going to benefit for something like that. If they coupled it with something, I think that just sucks. So I'm hoping that doesn't impact their plans to do something like that again. But yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
the fact that they took the money out ahead of time as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's a double sting.
That's Shopify.
So you're tying up people's money,
Mhm.
and then it's going to be with 2 to 5 days before they actually get it back into your bank. So I think that's just the nail in the coffin for that.
Yeah.
So really quickly here, the Godsend says whomever moderates their official Reddit channel, they closed and deleted comments. No transparency with censoring customers. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. No company ever should be involved in fan pages or like social media stuff. Like, you should stay as far away from that as possible. Do not try to censor anything. Like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, of having an official fan page. And I'm not just shitting on Arcade1Up now. I'm shitting on all companies. If you are involved in a fan page, it's no longer a fan page.
Right,
That's
right.
the truth of it.
That's the company page. Yeah.
Yeah, so companies should not be involved in fan pages in any capacity. And I don't know if Arcade1Up, I don't even know what Reddit is. If this is a fan Reddit channel or whatever, or if it's Arcade1Up's official Reddit, like, you do not turn off comments. No one should turn off comments ever. You got to let people say what they want. That's the truth of the matter. Don't do that. My advice to any company is don't do that. And here we go. This son of a bitch. I honestly praise 1UP for offering that machine for $150. That is beyond kind, and way more than any company should ever do for the 1.68 customers who got it. Y'all just need to stop being so entitled. What did I tell you, man? Like, Jesus.
What a piece, huh? Look at him throwing out official numbers like that, like he's all accurate about stuff.
Anyways, I will offer this as a closing comment, because we do got to go and let people do their thing. So
Yes.
what they should have done officially is, sorry, we couldn't offer you the $150 KI, but we got a full warehouse full of couchcades. We're sending you one of those instead. Good luck.
They totally should have had a Canadian write it for you in the Canadian sorry accent, and then I think everybody
Sorry.
would have been very much more.
I could have just called everybody, been like, "Hey, B, yeah, unfortunately, you're not getting your KI. Sorry."
Oh, I'd be like, oh, okay. He said sorry. Oh, okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Anyways, guys,
I like
thank you.
poutine.
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you so much, Carl and B, for being here tonight, jumping on with me and just helping out. Carl, this is the first time you've been on one of my live streams. You said, I think you've been on before, but thank you very much for joining, man.
I think you're normally be playing cornhole, but it was too cold tonight, so I was in the house. I'm like, hey, let me go support my buddy, Michael B.
You can't say stuff like that. I'm really trying hard not to make jokes about nostalgia involving stuff like that, so you can't say that again. And B, thank you so much for making yourself available. You went out of your way to come here tonight. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, and people are saying I look funny, and it's all
You
good.
look fantastic. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
man, look.
Yeah, getting ready to play some ball tonight. Wearing my Minnesota Timberwolves t-shirt because I don't really care for the franchise. I just have a Timberwolves
And I see Michael B all the time. It's good to see you, B.
It's nice to see a fresh face.
Absolutely.
Anyways,
I remember when the three of us talked last time. My wife did like a butt hopping video. So
That's
the
true.
three of us should definitely hang out more at some point in time.
Right. Sure. Let me know.
All right.
let's do
The best thing we can do to close this show, everybody, put your hand up against the screen for a virtual high five. Good night, everybody. Oh, life is funny.
And now let's do a reverse one.
That's the virtual high five Arcade1Up did today. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Now everybody go like this. Stick it inside. Take a peek. What do you see?